A long-time battle between New Jersey and New York over who has the best pizza has finally been settled. According to the Food and Wine magazine's latest pizza report, New York placed third, but New Jersey came in first. The article says Jersey City is home to the best pizza in the country. On Twitter, the article set off a Twitter war because, well, New Yorkers are sore losers. Pizza shops, restaurants, and bars have been hit hard during the pandemic, and they're still not able to open completely. In Wildwood, the owner of Shamrock Beef and Ale, Club Amnesia, and Castaway's Pirate Bar is really upset because he has been shut down by the COVID police right before the summer crowds are supposed to show up. Here's my interview with Tom Gerace. Tom, thanks so much for doing this, and I'm sorry for what you're going through. First of all, let's set the stage. Where are your places? What do you own?
What I own is a Shamrock Bar, Club Amnesia, which is right next to the Shamrock, and then Castaway's Pirate Bar, which is right at the other end. It's a full city block in Wildwood on Pacific Avenue.
Right. So you're down in Wildwood, New Jersey, and what happened with the COVID restrictions?
Well, the COVID restrictions came in, and every week they were changing from week to week. We were trying to keep up with it. We're making adjustments to the bar. I mean, we even went so far as to take a chainsaw to almost a 90-year-old bar that's a historic landmark just so we can function.
So you felt like you were doing everything right. So
we put thousands of dollars in every time the governor changed the order to try and try and make it in compliance with all the governor's orders.
And then you found out, according to the COVID police, that you weren't doing everything right.
Correct. Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, what happened was during the summer, basically our outside venue was open. We had a capacity of, we had 44 socially distanced picnic tables. So we basically had a capacity of social distance around 280 people. But we would make sure people had masks when they walked in the door. We had about 7 security guys in there. I mean, it's just, how people are. Every time you turn your back, there'd be somebody taking their mask off or getting up. The ABC, the Liquor Control Board, would come in, they'd see that, they'd take a picture of it, and boom, that's a violation. So we ended up with 3 COVID violations in the summer, which we got 100 days of shutdown time for. And then most recently, we had our inside bars open when we were allowed to. And then we got 1 violation in the Shamrock, and that put us in the 4th violation, which is according to the ABC, that's a mandatory permanent revocation of your liquor license.
And that's happening right now?
Yes, that's happening right now. I hired, a whole team of lawyers, and they eventually decided to negotiate, but they're basically had the choice of taking my liquor license permanently the next day, or accepting the fact that we were going to be shut down from May 1st till October 1st, which is our whole summer.
How does this affect you? How does it affect your employees?
Oh, it's killing me. I mean, we have mortgages here. We have, all kinds of bills that are still coming in. Plus, I kind of keep the bar open in the winter just to keep my employees working. We're working at a loss more or less in the winter down the shore here if we're staying open. And then with the expectation of, some kind of income coming in the summer, which we don't have. And every single employee is now going on unemployment. I mean, we have 3 bars. We have a number of employees, all sorts of staff and all sorts of companies that are bringing stuff to us that, they'll no longer be able to have our business.
Can you survive this?
I mean, me personally, I have other businesses and, which I'll put money from there into the Shamrock. But I mean, if I didn't, I'd be done. And the problem is I'm going to lose, when I come back in October, my staff's completely gone.
Right. Has this happened to other businesses in the area, other restaurants or bars?
Nobody's had to shut down that I have. I mean, the bar next to us, they've had some shutdown time, which they'll be open real soon, and they'll be able to reopen for the summer. A few other bars around us have had 15-day shutdowns or different stuff like that, but nobody's had their entire summer pulled. And according to my liquor, ABC lawyers that I have, they've never seen anybody shut down for a complete summer from down the shore area.
You feel like you were being targeted?
Oh, definitely.
Why?
Uh, well, we've had some issues before. I'm not a local down here to Wildwood, New Jersey. I'm from Bucks County in Pennsylvania. Uh, Come down here. I've been coming down to the shore since the early '80s, and I figured I love Pacific Avenue. I love the bars down here, so I ended up purchasing a bar. And probably the worst mistake I ever made in my life, buying a bar in Wildwood. you know?
Yeah, and I asked you if you're being targeted for a specific reason, because I
Yeah.
understand
Yes.
when
Yeah. We're being
Trump
targeted
had
for a
his
reason.
rally, when Trump had his rally down there, you opened up for it, which I think a lot of businesses did, because you wanted the business of the people getting down there. You opened up your place for like a pre-rally to the rally, right?
Wow, you did your homework, Larry. I don't know you knew that. Yes, we did. Yes, we opened up for a pre-Trump rally. Uh, I mean, it's I don't know if that had an effect on it or not, but I mean, our mayor here, which is not helping me out very much, he's a Democrat. I don't know if that makes any difference or not. I wouldn't go as far as to say that that's the reason.
You don't think
But
this
we
was
definitely,
political in the least, that you're being targeted and other people aren't?
yeah. What happened was when I opened the three bars, we're taking a lot of business from a lot of the local people that live down here, and that stirred something up with a few policemen, especially one that's in charge of my ABC license, ABC liquor liaison, and we had a couple incidents that happened, over the last couple years that would kind of tell me that, yeah, they're working on behalf of some of my competition. Yes.
Were the violations that bad? What happened?
Uh, well, the last violation, which we hadn't had a violation in a while, which was the only violation of our indoor venue, which was the Shamrock. It was for a bartender failing to social distance from a table. Now, all our employees had masks on. All the customers that were supposed to had masks on. All the tables were separated to 6 feet apart. They basically said that our bartender failed to social distance from a table. And the second charge was that they, at the time they came around, they saw a table of 10 people rather than 8. And I mean, we have them set up that there's only 8 chairs to a table. So somebody at the time the ABC came through must have pushed 2 chairs over to talk to their friends or whatever. And then we got cited for that. I mean, we have 36 tables between the two inside venues that were open. So that's one table out of 36 that somebody pushed a couple chairs over. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and I understand that they required you to fire some management.
Yes, yes, and basically what the deal is, it's a hardball routine from the ABC. Basically, they said they were going to revoke my license permanently, and it was going to happen within a couple days. And all of a sudden, what they have is they have my lawyer came to me, said, we got an offer from them. Finally, they're willing to negotiate. Their negotiation is either you take this offer, which was shut down from May till October, and they wrote it in a draft that I had to fire the management staff, and a few other things in there, and what one other stipulation which I really didn't agree with, but then in order to keep my license, I had to sign the thing.
Yeah, I've never heard that in my life. I've never heard a government requiring that you fire somebody.
I can't believe in the United States anything like that would happen.
Yeah, that's shocking. I just never heard anything, but it's a legal negotiation. So as soon as they tell you take this or you're going to be shut down, you almost have to sign it. But
and the funny thing was, I mean, some of my management people, they weren't there for the summer violations. I mean, they were only there for this one thing where what they're alleging that a bartender didn't social distance from a table, but a waitress is allowed to go, right up to a table and lean over it and clean it up while people are sitting there. That's what I don't get. And they're making it look like this was some kind of a health emergency or something like that. But they left the building and said, oh, well, you don't have to make any adjustments till the next time we come back.
Really? They told you that. They told you we're in the clear, and yet
they said don't, you can pull, in order to solve the problem, pull your tables like another 18 inches back from the bar, and that'll solve the problem. I said, well, let me do it right now. I said, oh, well, don't worry about it. Just do it next time you set up your tables. So it wasn't like any big deal. It wasn't like it was some kind of emergency or something. But when the attorney general got, spoke about the incident, he's making it look like it was a free for all in our bar, which is definitely untrue.
It's got to, they're now opening up more this weekend. and it sounds like into the summer things might be fully open. So this just happened to you right before all the openings.
That's correct. It happened on, they came in on March 13th. And that's the one violation indoor that we got.
It's got to sting that now you're looking at all these other businesses that are opening up and are getting to open up more, and your liquor license is gone. Can you are you even going to open up at all without the liquor license?
No, we're basically a bar rather than food. I don't think we can survive just on selling food alone.
So that just shut you down.
Yes, that shut us down permanently. It basically I had to lay off my whole staff. And you're looking at quite a bit of people between three bars.
And you feel like you have no recourse, no appeal because you signed the document.
There is no, it was a choice, one or the other. And I have, be honest with you, I have one legal team that had 2 lawyers to it. And I had another legal team that was a litigation team. And all 3 of them said, this is, you're going to have to take this or they're going to take your liquor license.
Yeah, I'm really sorry this happened to you. I am glad that I know you've been on other media as well, and there's been stories written about you. I think it's really important you get this story out there because it does seem, for some reason, that they came after you, and I'm sorry this is happening to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the local police. I mean, they even put the hammer on there. I mean, what they sent the ABC. I mean, basically they're saying that what we did was we made the middle venue, which is Amnesia, we made that an outside dining area, an outside fixed roof dining area. We knocked out 2 full walls. And I'm talking about, we spent a lot of money on this.
Right.
Because the governor's order said that you have to have 50% of 2 walls, or what you call it, 2 walls have to be open with 50% of their total wall space. Okay. So we knocked out 2 walls, and basically Wildwood police are sending in a report that we only knocked out 1 wall, when they're in front of my building all the time. And it's plain to see that I had a full wall somewhere, and all of a sudden there's a 6-foot door in front of it. They're sending the liquor control board that I only did renovations on 1 wall, where there's clearly 2 walls that I did renovations on. So they're even, I just don't get it.
You will open back up though?
We will open back up October 1st. Yes.
Right, just right after.
But it's putting us right into the winter again, which is a struggle for us going through the winter.
Got it. So you really are not going to make any money until next summer again.
Well, we're going to lose a lot of money until next summer. Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
I'm really sorry this has happened. I'm so glad you're telling your story.
And, I did this. This is not my main occupation. I did this to help Wildwood out because, I like I said, I'm in love with the town of Wildwood. I've come here my whole life. And I just wanted to, I saw an opportunity. I invested some money in it, and then built 2 other additional places on the block to fix it up. And this is what I get. Yeah. And
it sounds like, as you said, if you are being targeted at all, it's local. It's not the state.
Well, it's mostly local. And the state, I mean, the state is basically the ABC is putting the same charges that they would for an underage kid in a bar as they would for a single COVID violation. Because I mean, some of these, the first violation, we got 35 days shut down. The second violation was 45 days. Third violation was like 50 days. And these come all at once. They don't give them to you in the summertime. They give them to you after, and you don't know what you're getting until they all show up. So we got all 3 of them at once after the summer was over.
Yeah, it's just strange to me you're getting all these violations and other people around you aren't getting those violations. And I can't imagine that in a crowded bar, any crowded bar, there's not going to be masks that slip down, people that aren't social distancing, a bartender that goes over and stays at a table too long. I can't imagine that doesn't happen everywhere.
And I mean, these aren't our employees without masks, and these aren't, tables that aren't 6 foot apart. And this isn't an overcapacity thing or anything like that. These are like just as they walk in, they're seeing somebody have their mask on, or somebody being too close to somebody else. It's not our, it's not our staff. It's the,
Yeah, no, I get it. Again, I'm really sorry. Thanks for telling your story. Though.
Tom Gerace, restaurant and bar owner in Wildwood. Still to come on Jersey Matters. Forget paper or plastic. How about none of the above? We'll take you to a one-of-a-kind refill pantry in New Jersey. Next.